A country that's smaller than Central Park, but somehow richer than your entire state. This place has more Ferraris than bicycles, and parking spots that cost more than houses in Ohio. And yet, it's home to one of the longest living populations on Earth. Welcome to Monaco. Yep. Monaco has the highest life expectancy, higher than the United States, higher than Switzerland, even higher than Japan. In 2025, the average life expectancy in Monaco is a remarkable 86.5 years. To put that into perspective, that's almost 8 years longer than the average American lifespan. But why? How are these ultra-rich, champagne-sipping folks outliving the rest of us by a whole decade? Is it the ocean breeze, the money, the caviar-based skincare? First off, Monaco is a tiny, sovereign state on the French Riviera, just 0.78 square miles. Yet it's packed with 38,000 people, luxury yachts, and more Lamborghinis per capita than maybe anywhere else. Monaco isn't just rich, it's obscenely rich. Nearly 1/3 of the population are millionaires. The GDP per capita? Over $200,000. You would think only surgeons, lawyers, and football players live there. But beneath the glamour lies something more interesting. Health outcomes that beat every other country on Earth. Among G7 nations, a group of the world's largest advanced economies, including countries like the US, Canada, and the UK, the highest life expectancy after Monaco is in Japan at 84.8 years. Italy, 83.9. France, 83.5. The US, again, 79.5 and ranked far behind many countries with smaller economies. So, how is Monaco punching so far above its weight? If you zoom in on what Monégasques eat, you'll start seeing patterns. The local cuisine sticks close to the Mediterranean diet, rich in olive oil, fresh seafood, leafy greens like spinach, kale, and arugula, nuts, whole grains, wine, in moderation. This isn't about calories or carb counting. It's about nutrient density and anti-inflammatory ingredients. The stuff that helps protect your heart, your brain, and your cells. Compare that to the standard American diet, which is high in saturated fats, added sugars, and way too much salt. Here's the perfect example. In all of Monaco, there are only 2 major American fast food chains, McDonald's and Starbucks. That's it. No Taco Bell, no In-N-Out Burger. Meanwhile, in the US, fast food isn't just common, it's infrastructure. We build highways around it. We serve it in hospitals and schools. We treat it like a food group. Now contrast that with Monaco, where fresh seafood and leafy greens are part of everyday meals. In fact, a 2023 study found that following a Mediterranean diet can reduce your risk of early death by up to 20%. That's not a lifestyle trend. That's survival. Monaco has a universal healthcare system that's heavily subsidized, insanely high quality, and not overwhelmed. Why? Because the country is rich, small, and has fewer social stressors. Fun fact: Monaco has 3 public hospitals, with the Princess Grace Hospital Center being the largest and most well-equipped among them. It's an excellent facility, but for specialized needs. Monaco citizens just drive 30 minutes into France or Italy. Imagine being able to pop over to Milan for a cardiology consult. Not bad, right? Residents pay through a social insurance model, kind of like a European hybrid between private and public systems. What sets it apart? No waiting lists for critical care. Preventative medicine is the norm. And yes, the doctors are very well paid. Compare this with the US, where healthcare is often fragmented, And a lack of universal coverage means that millions of Americans don't have access to the care they need. The US spends more on healthcare per person than any other country, over $13,000 a year. That's even more than Switzerland, which is second on the list. But despite the high spending, Americans still rank poorly in overall health outcomes. Let's address the elephant in the room. Money. Yes. Monaco is wealthy. Being rich doesn't just mean you can afford better healthcare. It means you probably have less stress about staying alive. Monaco has almost no crime, practically no poverty, and no taxes. Yeah, you heard me. No income tax. That alone probably adds 5 years to your life expectancy. Monaco residents enjoy clean streets, no traffic jams, constant security, a social safety net made of silk. Imagine waking up every day and not being worried about rent, crime, or medical debt. But here's the thing. Money isn't everything. While the US is one of the wealthiest countries globally, it still ranks behind nations like Panama, where life expectancy is higher despite its much lower GDP per capita. So while money helps, it's clearly not the whole picture. Here's something else Monaco gets right. Its built environment. In Monaco, people don't just live longer, they live better. Most residents walk everywhere. They spend their mornings jogging along the coast, sailing, playing tennis, and doing Pilates with instructors named Fabio, who have six-packs. And it's not just the gym stuff. The city itself makes you move. No sprawling suburbs, no Walmart parking lot the size of Nebraska. Instead, stairs, elevators built into cliffs, and pedestrian zones everywhere. You don't just walk because you can. You walk because that's how the city is designed. Air quality? Excellent. The Mediterranean breeze helps, but so do strict vehicle regulations and green urban planning. Fewer cars, more clean energy, less smog. So instead of inhaling exhaust on your morning walk, you're basically breathing in salted spa air. Meanwhile, in the US, movement isn't built into daily life. Working class folks often juggle 2 jobs, a kid, and stress before they even think about the gym. The average American walks 3,000 to 4,000 steps per day. Basically, 1 lap around Disneyland before giving up and getting a churro. Meanwhile, Monégasques likely double that, just living their daily lives. There's also the power of social networks. The country has high levels of civic engagement. Community events like the Monaco Grand Prix, the Monte Carlo Jazz Festival, and National Day celebrations, and multi-generational living. Factors known to boost longevity. Monaco residents don't just move more. Movement is built into their culture and way of life. Here's the real twist. Monaco isn't just a country, it's a controlled experiment in privilege. It's not just the wealth or the sea air or the wine that costs more than your car. It's the absence of everything that shortens life elsewhere. No poverty, no violent crime, no junk food desserts, no 60-hour work weeks, no medical bankruptcy. Monaco is what human life looks like when you strip away all the stress, fear, and inequality. It's not that Monégasques have cracked some genetic code for longevity, they've just eliminated the stuff that kills the rest of us. So maybe the question isn't, why do people in Monaco live so long? Maybe it's, why do the rest of us die so early? So, all I need to do is become a multimillionaire, move to a tax haven, and hire a butler who brings me avocado toast daily. And then I get to live to 90? Well, not quite. First, you probably can't move there. Monaco's population is tightly controlled. Becoming a resident involves proving that you have somewhere to live. You need to own or rent property in Monaco, and not just a weekend or Airbnb. We're talking about a minimum 12-month lease. You also need significant financial resources. Usually a deposit of 500,000 to 1 million euros in a Monaco bank just to show you're serious. And then there's the time commitment. You must actually live there for at least 6 months out of the year. In short, they don't let just anyone in. So, what's the real secret to Monaco's long life expectancy? It's not just the yachts or the views, it's a convergence of factors. A time-tested diet, a walkable, safe environment, a healthcare system that actually works, and a lifestyle that prioritizes well-being over hustle. It's easy to say, well, that's Monaco. We don't live like that. But maybe the real takeaway is this. Living longer isn't about luck. It's about choices. The challenge and opportunity is bringing a little bit of Monaco into our own lives. Even if we're a long way from the Riviera,